Keely, thank you for that introduction. Todd, thank you so much. Before I get started, I understand that there is brilliance in brevity. So I am going to be brief, I will attempt to be brilliant, and I will be gone. But before I start, I have a lot of pressure on me to be successful tonight because my little 7-year-old, Cole Parker, pulled me down and said, "Dad, if you do good tonight, you'll get a surprise and a gift." So my wife and I always tell him that as it pertains to his schoolwork, and now he's put the pressure on me. So even if I'm not brilliant, you cheer for me so he will get me a gift and a surprise, all right? So anytime people are doing my introduction, I always am in disbelief that the person that they're introducing is actually me. Because I'm just a country boy from Alabama that did not think he was going to get a football scholarship. Now, I was pretty good in high school. I played running back, I played quarterback, I played free safety, I was all state. I have a record for the most touchdowns scored in a single game. But during my senior year, while all of my guys were getting offer letters, I was getting rejection letters. My mom told me after one particular letter that I received, it was from UCLA, and it was a rejection letter. And I don't understand why that letter affected me the way it did. But I told my mom, I do not think I'm going to get a scholarship and be able to play collegiate football. My mom told me, she said, "Baby, we're going to pray for a week and everything will be okay." Now, I understood prayer, but at that age, I did not understand the power of prayer. But after a week of praying with my mom, the next week, I had 11 offers in the mail. Georgia Tech was not one of those letters. I wanted to be a doctor. I went to Vanderbilt for a recruiting visit. Vandy offered me a scholarship to play quarterback. They offered me to be signed along with my tight end, Eric Wisman, who was signed. My best friend at the time, Michael Passarella, and I wanted to be doctors, so now I could attend Vandy, be a quarterback, play D1, go there with my tight end, and also be at one of the top medical institutions in the nation. So that made perfect sense to say yes to. But something told me, give me a day. Just give me a day. And my mom and dad allowed me to take that day. That was on a Sunday. Monday, Coach Huxtable called me from Georgia Tech and said, "Somehow, we just saw your highlight tape. We want you to come up for the last visit." I called Vandy, said I need to take one more visit. I came to Atlanta. Little country boy from Alabama, Nashville, Atlanta. That was a no-brainer, and we know how that decision came out. So fast forward, I get to Georgia Tech. I call my friend, I say, "Hey man, I'm not gonna be a doctor. I'm at Georgia Tech. It's the it's the number one school for industrial engineering in the world. So I'm gonna be an IE." Fast forward that story, I was not a star at Georgia Tech. I was not a star. I had very high moments at Tech, and I had some low moments at Tech. Low moment for me, we were playing in 1997 against Georgia. We had not beat Georgia for 7 years since the 1990 team. I was not a star, but somehow I got on the field playing defensive back during that game. Thursday night game, having the best game of my life. Last seconds, Corey Allen caught the winning touchdown on me. It was at home. I did not think that I would ever recover from that dark moment. The next year, Coach O'Leary had put me on third string. I started making my name on special teams, finally battled back to get on the field against Wake Forest, our last home game. My last game on Bobby Dodd. Senior day, my mom and dad were there to watch me. I scoop up a fumble, take it back 90 yards. Longest fumble recovery in the school history. Still stands in the record books today. Very high moment for me. But how did I get on this stage? Because I wasn't a star. I played with stars. Joe Hamilton was a star. Keith Brookin was a star. Ryan Stewart was a star. I'm not a star. How did I get on the stage? The reason why I'm on the stage right now today is because people at Georgia Tech believed in me, supported me as if I was a star while I was in school and years after I left school, even to this day, right now. If any of these people are in the audience, I want you to stand up. Of course, Todd, you are in the audience. Please stand up. Barb Dockweiler, where are you? Associate Director for Development and Stewardship. Lucius Sanford, Executive Director for the Letter Winners Association. Lucius, where are you? Lucius. I do not know if these other people are in here. Tom Connor, who's the operations for equipment, Georgia Tech equipment. Todd McCarthy, who is the Assistant Athletic Director for Video Operations. Andy Blanton, who is the Assistant Athletic Director for Video and Broadcast Services. And of course, Jack Thompson, who I do not think is here today, who is Special Assistant to our Athletic Director. Why am I asking these people to stand up? Why am I calling attention to them? Because it's these type of people, over the years, while I was at Tech, took care of me, supported me, believed in me. After I left Tech, these are the people that continue to believe in me and support me. Todd told me in 1994, he was the one who taught me the power of and. He said, I need you to be excellent in sports, and I need you to be excellent in your books. And I've never forgotten the power of and never believing in the debilitating power of the or. Barb, she didn't only treat me like a star. She treated me like her son. She took care of me while I was at Georgia Tech, and even after leaving Tech, she poured into me, continuously telling me that I was going to do great things. Lucius Sanford came in 1998. I left in 1999. Over the years, I continued to consult with Lucius, trying to find my way. Barb, you can sit down. Lucius, you continue to stand. As I consulted with Lucius over the years, I was trying to find my way. In 2006, I went to Lucius and I said, Lucius, I'm doing real estate, and I want to get into commercial real estate. Lucius said, there's somebody I need you to meet who works for Brandon Goddard, one of our Georgia Tech alums and athletes. He's going to be at the Georgia Tech Hall of Fame dinner. I said, Lucius, I don't have $50 to get into the Georgia Tech Hall of Fame dinner. Lucius said, I tell you what, you need to meet him. Come and work and be a host. Work the Hall of Fame dinner, and I'll put you at the table with the gentleman so you can have a conversation with him. Two amazing things happened that night. One, I did have a conversation with that gentleman from Brandon Goddard, but at the same table I was sitting at, Jamal Overton, who played baseball during my years at Georgia Tech when I was playing football, was sitting next to another gentleman who was also a Tech alum that ran track at Tech. Jamal told him that he should go over and talk to me because he was looking for a young engineer to run one of his facilities. Long story short, I had a conversation with that gentleman, Georgia Tech alum. 2 weeks later, I was hired. And then the rest is history as it pertains to my career. But it was because of that dinner that Lucius allowed me to come to and support me. But there was a second thing that happened at that dinner. The second thing is that Keith Brooken, one of my teammates, was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame that night. I had a conversation with another gentleman. I said, man, it would be really cool to get inducted to the Hall of Fame. And that gentleman told me, and I don't think he was trying to be mean, evil, spiteful, any of that, because he said it in a jovial way. He said, you're never going to get into the Hall of Fame. You haven't done anything. And that night was piercing, those words. And I never thought that I would be able to stand on stage in front of an audience of Georgia Tech, family and a body of Georgia Tech. I never thought I would be able to stand on the stage. I never went to another Hall of Fame dinner after he told me that, until Jack Thompson was getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, but not before Lucius struck again. Years before Jack Thompson got inducted into the Hall of Fame, Lucius invited me to the same dinner. He said, I need you to be there so you'll see what you can become. That night I came to the endowment dinner. I sat right over in that area, and I listened to people stand up. That night, I believed that one day I'm going to endow something in my son's name. I only had one son at the time. I left from here believing that I would be able to stand on the stage and tell my story one day. And here I am, with endowment in the name of both of my sons, Cole and Kyler. The reason why I tell you that is because those type of people that are here at Georgia Tech, Lucius, Todd, Barb, the other list of names, those are the people that wrap their arms around our student athletes while they're here and once they've gone, to ensure that we're going to be successful either professionally in sports or in corporate America. Why did I do this endowment? What has Tech done for me? It's obvious. I needed to put a scholarship in my son's name so that Tech athletics would continue to be able to take some little country boy from Alabama or girl and make them believe that they can become so much more. Teach them how to come in early, stay late, persevere, fight against obstacles, fight and compete and outwork everybody, but only compete against that person that you're looking in the mirror. Those are the things that I took off of the field of the gridiron and I brought into corporate America. That's the reason why my family and I have endowed a scholarship. The same opportunities that Georgia Tech has given me as this little country boy from Alabama who did not believe he would play collegiate ball now stands before you with his doctorate degree, with this beautiful family, and so very thankful to be a Yellow Jacket. Thank you.